Hi guys and welcome to the channel. My name is Nick O'Leary. Now today we're running through what dynamic select is, but most importantly what it's like in a fully electric vehicle just like this one. So let's have a look. So dynamic select, found on virtually all Mercedes-Benz, allows you to change the drive mode or the drive program. And the way this works, it features a toggle switch located usually in this position on the car's interior. And you can move this while stationary or while on the move as well. And as you toggle the switch, it will go through some different drive modes. Now, most commonly, they're going to be called Eco, Comfort and Sport, but then some selected models like an EQC will also feature a mode called Max Range. So let's have a look, see what these different modes do. So as I just mentioned, there are a few driving modes. So we'll start out with the default mode called Comfort. So Comfort is the blue C found on the instrument cluster in the display right in front of you. And it's the mode that the car starts up in by default every time you turn the ignition on or turn it on every day. So what this is, it offers most of the available power on the electric motors or motor. And what it will do, of course, is offer that kind of smooth power delivery you'd expect from a Mercedes-Benz. So that's kind of self-explanatory, the normal mode, but what about the other modes? So moving the dynamic select switch down, this will go to a mode called Eco. Now Eco mode will reduce that power, and in some cars will also offer a thing called a pressure point on the accelerator pedal. So the way this works is, as you go to accelerate, it actually won't let you go past a certain point. So there's a bit of a pressure point there. And basically that just encourages more economic driving to preserve the electricity in the car for like the battery and offer as much range as possible. Now of course you don't have to use this mode, but for the eco-conscious out there, it's certainly the mode to go for. Now on some models as well, it will also feature a thing called active range monitoring. Now this works in conjunction with the Mercedes Me, so as long as you've got your car linked to that, what it will do is actually offer the best speed and the most economical speed based on your sat-nav destination. So when you have something input in, it will kind of show you some information over here on the miles an hour section of your instrument cluster. So it's quite useful if you want to travel at the most economical speed rather than travelling at the highest speed for the road you're on. Now moving down one, this is going to go to a thing called maximum range, which is found on some selected models like an EQC. But maximum range kind of does what it says on the tin. It offers the max range and optimises the car to give you that max range. So what this will do is actually limit the power for the road speed that you're on. So say for example, if I'm driving on the road and it's 70 miles an hour for example, the car will not actually let you go above 70 miles an hour because that is the speed limit for the road. And also it does feature a very neat thing which is actually found in kind of a similar package called the driving assistance package. So although not fully driving assistance package, the maximum range features a radar that actually stops you going faster than the car in front, which is quite clever. So you still need to do the driving on the brake pedal and accelerator pedal like normal, but it won't let you go either faster than the speed limit on the road or faster than the car in front. Now of course this does take a bit of getting used to, because obviously the car is braking and stopping the speed a lot, but it's certainly a very, very good way to get the most range from your electric car. So all that's really good, but what about the sport mode? Well, sport mode is definitely one of my favourite modes. So moving this all the way up to the S, to the sport mode, this offers as much power as the electric motor can give you, or in some cases electric motors. So this is going to be a very responsive mode, and of course is best suited for dry conditions and of course if you've got the open road. Now with an electric car you'd obviously have to be very careful with this mode because it is very, very responsive. So for anyone who has just purchased an electric car, usually with a petrol or diesel, you have to rev them up just a little bit with the revs kind of going up, and then you get the kind of maximum power of that engine. But with electric it's instantaneous, it's so responsive and so quick, so definitely very, very fun. But of course do just go a tad careful because electric cars are very, very responsive. Now there is one final mode as well called individual. So moving this up, allows you to customize certain elements of it. So let's go to settings, and then here you can see you can customize in this car the drive, so everything I just mentioned, but then also you can adjust the steering weight. So this is one of the things that also changes on Dynamic Select. Moving from Comfort to Eco, the steering will be nice and light, but then going to the Sport mode, it will make it just a little bit heavier. Now on some selected cars as well, you can also adjust the suspension. Now, as you can see, you can't do it in this one. Normally when you move the Dynamic Select switch, you can actually see if your car can do it by looking on the top left here. So you've got the symbol for the engine or the electric motor, and then you've got the steering icon there, and then ESP. If you have a picture of a spring, then you can adjust the suspension as well. And naturally, moving it from Eco to Comfort and Sport will either make the ride normal, a little bit softer, or of course even sportier as well. So this is quite useful for high performance electric cars where you might need a little bit more grip taking like a sharp corner or something. There we go guys, that concludes this week's video on Dynamic Select on a battery electric vehicle or a fully electric car. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do hit that subscribe button as well if you want to see more future videos just like this one. And likewise, if you have a suggestion you'd like to see on this channel, pop it in the section down below and I may consider your suggestion. Thanks again for watching, see you next week.